Well, it seems load shedding is also starting to affect the income South Africans take home. The BankservAfrica take-home pay index shows the average nominal take-home pay of 14,633 rand earned in December was 4.8% lower than the 15,403 rand earned the year before. Now, this means we are about 1,000 rand poorer. To help us unpack or get a sense of these numbers is Shergeran Naidoo, who's BankservAfrica's head of stakeholder engagement. Thank you for your time this evening.
Good evening, Tokoza, to you and your viewers.
Shergeran, these are certainly bleak numbers for South Africans, considering that we're likely facing another interest rate hike tomorrow. What are some of those contributing factors, to South Africans earning less?
As you correctly summed it up, it is a bleak situation. It's approximately 4.8% lower than December 2021. And if you look at it in real terms, which takes cognizance of inflation, it's actually something like 11.8% lower. So it demonstrates, 11.3% lower, which demonstrates that the impact of the rising cost of living has really had an impact on what consumers are seeing in their bank accounts at the end of the day, because we all know that as the inflation increases and as the interest rates are being hiked as well to be able to curtail the impact of inflation, it means that the end consumer at the end of the day has less to be able to spend. And of course, the ripple effect of that is that there is less to then spend in the economy, which of course then has a downward cycle, a vicious cycle, and ultimately I think we are all going to be worse off at the end. To your point about, I know in your previous story there was talk about the load shedding, and we've just heard that we're going to be looking forward to at least approximately 2 years of semi-permanent load shedding, all of which is going to continue to exacerbate those conditions.
Now, the SARB recently reported that growth in nominal remuneration per worker in the private sector remains unchanged at 5.7%, while the average wage settlement rate in collective bargaining agreements came to 6%. Is this evidence that the wage increases are lagging behind actual inflation trends, and what does it mean for South Africans' purchasing power?
I think it ties in with the point I was making earlier, in that with the lagging increase or the lag in increases, the end consumer has less to be able to spend at the tills. You find that because of the impact of things like the impact on load shedding, the impact of all of these factors on business, a number of companies are unable to be able to make the increases that workers would be demanding to be able to match the cost of living. And a number of those implications have resulted in either companies paying less than expected increases, or certainly nothing near close to meet the actual rising cost of living. As you know, that inflation had peaked at that 6.9%, which was a 13-year high in September. We're starting to see it subside now, and we're anticipating that in the next coming months that it will soften. It's also been other global impacts, or global factors have also impacted or are going to be able to contribute to that softening of inflation, such as the opening up of supply chains with the cargo and so forth. Also a bit of softening on the oil prices. So all of those potentially might have a bit of a silver lining for the consumer in the months to come.
But now what's interesting, Shergeran, is that despite the drop in income, employment levels have picked up through play, though not at the levels that we saw pre the COVID-19 pandemic. What can we read into that? So are employers kind of spreading their resources, not paying the employees that they have now or giving those increases, and rather just getting, more of a workforce as opposed to giving those increases?
Absolutely right. We've seen about 1.072 million salaries being paid through our increase in salaries being paid through BankservAfrica for 2022, which is corroborated by the Stats SA Labor Force Survey, which indicated that there were 1.22 million jobs in the first 3 quarters of 2022. But if you look at and even in December last year, there were approximately 204,000 more salaries that were paid in December 22 vis-a-vis December 2021. But that being said, when you look at that 4.8% decline in the average nominal take-home pay, it gives us a sense that those salaries, particularly the ones that we're looking at in December, would have been either temporary jobs, seasonal jobs. So certainly nothing that indicates that they were in the higher end of the salary scales.
Let's leave it there for now, Shergeran. Thank you so much for your time.